Yellow, 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 yellow. It is Tuesday night, and it means one thing and one thing only, baby. It is Tuga Tuesdays here. I was going to say on Gold TV, but I was going to welcome to Gold TV. This is no. That's me and the boys here of the Tuga Tuesday boys. Tuga Tuesday roster fully loaded tonight after the second round of the second half, right? Round 20, right? Round 20 of the Primera Liga.
Third, right?
Third round.
Third round of the second.
Right? The third one, right?
Yeah.
Third round,
Yeah.
right?
14 finals left. Yeah.
Right.
14 finals left, brother.
Yeah.
14. Yeah, man, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely insane the second half of the season. And still at the top of the standings, watching everyone from the top, the almighty Lions still leading, still managing their way to win games. Even though Farense was not, it was not an opponent that required sensational efforts. But it was kind of easy, but then it turned kind of left turn, right turn. And
That goal kind of opened it up,
I don't know.
Yeah.
For the Dragons, Mr. Martin Anselmi came to Portugal to say, you know what, we're going to play with three on the back, baby. And what happened? Man, two massive mistakes, almost. It was crazy. We want to talk about the Dragons, of course. We want to talk about the Benfiquistas. I am so happy for you, Mikey. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to pat myself right here. Nino, he said it. Second half of the season is where Pablito is going to explode like a mother freaking explode.
You even gave him credit for the own goal. All game, you gave him credit for the own goal.
I know, right? Also an assist, right?
And an assist, yeah. And an assist.
Yeah.
And the king of Braga rescued a game out of the ashes because that game, Braga, was one of the poorest performances that I've seen this season for the Arsenalistas. Dene Gomez, Mauricio Ruano, Mike Agostino, Mr. Benfica, and Rui Pereira Jr., the man from the north, right? From up north, from the team up north. He knows what I'm talking about.
Like Michigan.
Like Michigan.
Mike, give it up, brother. Mike Agostino, Mr. Benfica, give me your 30 seconds on your Eagles, brother.
Bipolar team, absolutely bipolar. Great in Turin against Juventus, absolute garbage against Strela on Sunday. Lucky to get out of there with the win. They played for 45 minutes, and why is Artur Cabral still on this team?
That's a good question.
We've signed his replacement.
Question.
I mean, it had to be him to take that penalty and keep the game close. That must have been his goal.
I think that was his last kick as a Benfica player. That missed.
Well, he's probably going to go to one of the countries where the window is still open, either Turkey, Middle East, Major League Soccer, something along those lines. But
please go somewhere.
Go somewhere, anywhere.
Somewhere else, brother.
I'll pay the Uber to the airport. Just
Rui Pereira Jr. is how many Rodrigo Moras do you need to turn the season around? That's my question. Kick off with your team.
Yeah. There's some positives, but there's still, a lot of negative coming from this game. We should have walked away with 3 points. And just the fashion that we let this slip, how we let Rio tie this game was just, it's embarrassing.
Unreal.
This defense just can't figure it out. Hugo Costa made a couple of good saves, impressive ones. And, you can tell when he's back there, he's just so complacent because that defense is just, you never know what's going to happen. And just look at the absolute worst things that can happen between your two starting defenders.
No.
I know we lined up in a back three and Jaloa was there as well. I love the whole approach to the game. I thought we were playing really well. We were getting really involved in the attack. We had some good opportunities. The keeper made some good saves and everything. Rodrigo Moura was absolutely sensational. Francisco Moura was really good. I thought Alan Varela played his best game, but it's just we're still lacking to get Samu involved even more. And I just feel like he just wasn't able to get the good looks that he's been usually getting earlier on in the season. I do like the way that we played this game, but just these fundamental errors in the back, just once again, it's like whenever we do play well, we just have these fundamental errors that just cost us the game and just set us so far back. So it's just,
And
it's like I don't even know how to put this all together. It's like there was a lot of positives in this. I think we played some pretty good football, especially in the first 45 minutes. And those errors just cost us. But then again, when you look at the quality of the goals that we scored, and weird enough, the two guys that cost the mistakes, they scored the most scrappy goals to get us right back in. When you score scrappy goals, you have to preserve this lead. There's games where you're not able to create and be as clinical, and that's okay. Like, no team is 100% perfect throughout the season, but like, you have to close this out. You cannot make these mistakes. We're still like, it seems like this team hasn't learned where they are and where they should be. And it's like, I don't know how this is going to turn around. I don't even know if this is even a coaching issue at this point, because those errors cannot happen. They just can't. It's unacceptable.
Unreal.
And look at this too. Like, and one last thing, I know I'm carrying on a little bit, but Pep at 41 years old, do you, like, even if he was playing today, do you really think these mistakes would be happening?
No. No way. Not a freaking way. No.
And it's like, when you look back, it's like our defense was always stood a chance when he was on the field. And the team was just a lot more in tune. Even if we didn't play the best games or whatever, we always had that guy that would just clean up the mess at 41 years old. And we still can't just figure this out. It's insane.
Unbelievable. That's just unbelievable. Before I go to Mauricio Run, I'm going to read this comment, and then we're going to get back to this, but I got to read this comment. How did VAR determine the ball was all the way beyond the line at that angle? It didn't 100% completely cross the line. You'll know what I'm talking about. We know. We'll get there. We'll get there with Mikey in a second or two.
No, he's right. He's right. I have no idea if it crossed the line or not. I mean,
and the people was going to tell me crazy. And, how do you know? For me, it did.
You can say it looked like it did. You can say it looked like it didn't. Both could be easily right. I mean, how does a league that wants to be in the top and wants to consider itself big not have goal line technology? I'm sorry.
Can't definitively say if the ball went in or not.
We talk about Pedro Proença all the time as this great president, or at least the press does, and the league doesn't even have goal line technology.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're gonna go into that too. Mr. Ruano, the king of BRAGA, saved the Arsenalistas in the last second of the game. Man. 20 seconds remaining, and Ricardo Horta saves Carlos Carvajal one more time.
and when you say
for another week,
when he say saves, he had to get a deflection to help him out too, to get it past that goalie too. So he definitely did save. He got lucky because Braga didn't show anything. They only showed up for the last 20 minutes of that game to put pressure on Moreirense. Moreirense should be really pissed that they didn't come away with those 3 points, or even just the tie. They should be really pissed because Braga got, I don't know how they pulled it off, because they weren't, you could tell with the exits with Salazar and Bruma, they have nothing now. Horta's not the same player as he was to carry that team. And for them to lose those two players and not to bring anybody in to help out, it's very questionable what's going on there. Like, you're just going to let them two go, the ones that are pretty much start the offense, your finishers and everything, and you're not going to bring anyone in. You brought in Fran Navarro, I thought, to help out Horta, to add on to your firepower. But instead, I don't know who's going to get the ball to your boy up top. If Horta can't do it, I don't know how he's going to get the ball up there.
Man, we'll see, But I just trust my boy Robin Hood from Barcelos, and now Robin Hood for Braga, my dear Frank Navarro. Mr. Gomez, you were rolling up until the 35th minute. You know, you were, so cool, scoring a couple of goals. Everything was, under control. And then the second half, what just happened? Why do you have to suffer to close the game? Man, tell me that. Man. Why?
Yeah, I mean, I just thought that throughout the entire game, it looked like Sporting never got out of first or second gear. I think the difference here was we were able to score the goals with very few opportunities. The first goal was just a hustle play from Conrad Harder, who got it back into the box. And, it was nice to see Fresneda score his first goal for Sporting. Then the second goal was off a corner kick. So, we're doing very little. We're up 2-0. So I think that, I mean, you gotta take this into context too. This team is injury riddled. They've a lot of games. You see that they played with less intensity in this game, lower energy. And now we just Jenny went out in the 20th minute. He's going to be out for a few weeks now. So add another one to the injury list. But yeah, no, I mean, again, I don't think that we had the same intensity, the same energy levels that we had in the two previous games against Nacional and Rio Ave. But we were lucky to score the 2 goals without doing very little. I know Finesse did make it 2-1. But I felt in the second half that Sporting did a pretty good job of sort of controlling the game. Finesse really didn't create too many opportunities. Then when we decided to put the foot to the gas pedal, we scored the 3rd goal and ended the game. So I think it was just, I think you got the sense here that Sporting was conserving a little energy, thinking about Friday, because Friday is going to be a massive game. And again, it wasn't a spectacular game. Conrad Harder continues to show me a lot.
No.
He's definitely taking the most of his opportunity. And again, it was 3 points. We have an 8-point lead heading into Friday's game, and we'll see what happens on Friday.
There you go. Yes, sir. Now, Mr. Mikey D'Agostino here with your beloved Benfica. I mean, what's your, because you won the game, right? But
barely,
still not. I mean, yeah, and it's not convincing. It's not convincing. I was just trying to find the word. Like, why you're not convincing?
No, every game after a Champions League game has been poor pretty much all season. I can't think of a good game that came after a Champions League game. That's an excuse, but I think Lige, in rotating the squad, he's not figuring it out. And I'm not blaming him alone. He had a horrible week and having leaked audio go out, but he confirmed for me everything I suspected, that he's being pressured to play certain players but he's not getting the rotations right. Again, Sheldrup is playing fantastic. He goes right to the bench. He's the first guy to go back to the bench. Last week against Casapia, Pavlidis comes off a hat trick, which it took him all season to find his knack for scoring. He gets a hat trick and goes to the bench. All right. And I mean, this week, Florentino has the game of his life in Turin, back to the bench, which is fine to see Manu Silva, but Florentino should have came in when it was 3-1. That's where he comes in and he sees it out. Yeah. It's just the rotation's not there. We're going with Tomás Araújo as a right back again, and it's starting to wear on him. All the extra running is starting to add up. He's our best central defender, and he's playing as a wing back. Just because we wanted so badly to sell Antonio Silva that you had to play him to hope that somebody would make the offer. The offer didn't come in. At least that's a suspicion most Benfica fans feel, is a lot of these decisions as far as the squad selection were made with the intent of the market and trying to turn a profit, trying to bring some money into the club versus trying to get the result that you need to get in these games. Because you can see when in the Champions League, he gets it right. And then in the league game, when it comes time to rotate a little bit, he gets the rotations off. And again, it's Di Maria at 36 years old getting all the extra minutes while the younger guys retreat to the bench. I think he's just got to clean up his rotation. I think that's the biggest problem in these games.
in talking about the rotation, the left wing with the Turkish brothers, they're not delivering. Neither
No.
Antikoglu, neither Kalkşu
Not in these
are
games.
up to their
Yeah,
standards.
not in these games where the teams sit back more. They do better in the Champions League when the teams are coming at Benfica and where there's more space to play. A lot of times Kalkşu's tucking in with the back three also, and against Juventus he spent the whole game covering Alexander Baz inside, his inside angle, cutting off the shot from Chico Conceição. So he was good off the ball in Turin, but in this game where you had Estrela Amadora, and they're not going to take the same risks. They're not going to leave themselves exposed. This wasn't the right squad. I mean, Sheldrup has to be there to take these guys on the dribble. Especially, there's no way he's tired. He sat for the first 6 months of the season. And now, again, it's like he's got to go to the bench. And again, this is part of Bruno Lage's leaked audio. I can't sit a guy that's worth 20 million, which makes it sound like, Artugroglu, no matter how poorly he plays, has to go back in quickly. He can't spend too many games on the bench. It's what it sounds like. I think he was telling the truth on the hot mic when he didn't realize he was being recorded. And then he had a bogus press conference the next day to try to cover for it, and nobody's buying it.
Rui Costa Moneyball, huh? Rui Costa Moneyball.
Rui Costa's days are numbered. His days are numbered.
Oh my God! I was gonna go with Rui, but we got Supragino here just loading out the comments, so I can let you out, brother.
No,
3 weeks, getting out.
Potts re-aggravated he re-aggravated the injury. He won't be back until March.
Oof.
Yeah.
Jenny.
Jenny's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks, and then Potts won't be back until March.
March.
Yeah. There was a re-aggravation of the injury on his recovery. Yeah. So I mean, he'll be out.
He's right.
He'll be out.
He's right about that.
Yeah.
I really liked this format. I didn't know what to expect, but I really liked it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I agree with it too. Yeah. It's been fun.
Right.
Yeah. The last day was fun.
Yeah, of course. We didn't have that before.
The sporting was a little scary.
Everything was good.
Yeah.
Unreal. Mr. Gomez, aside of the injuries here, right? Aside of the injuries, I said this when I was calling which game I was calling. I don't know. I think it was the Braga game. That out of the big three, right? The Sporting is the one that they already passed a crisis, because there was a crisis for Sporting, and they managed to survive that crisis and to remain at the top of the standings. Yeah. And now everything is coming together, and the Rui Borges, and they looked at like the most solid team out of the three in this title race.
We got to give credit where credit is due. I mean, he's doing this. And we're playing without 4 or 5 bona fide starters. And we talked about this. And this was something that we brought up on Tuga Tuesday back in August. This isn't something that we just brought up, a couple weeks ago. We said back in August, when this team was at full strength, that this team was paper thin. Yeah. And now they're playing with, these 4 or 5 injuries. Now they're razor thin. But we're somehow getting the results, and we're fully deserving these results. The last 3 games were convincing wins, even though I know obviously I don't think that we played with the intensity, the energy that we normally play against other teams. But we definitely deserve to beat Finesse, and a lot of the credit has to go to Rui Borges. Another thing is the emergence of some guys who probably weren't going to play a lot this year, but they've made the most of their time. Conrad Harder over this last month has really shown me a lot. He's sort of an unpolished gem. He needs to be refined, especially that he lacks a little bit of poise, when he's in the box. But he's shown me the hunger. A guy that was on the bench for months, gets his opportunity, making the most out of his opportunity, throwing his body at these goals. He's probably scored Sporting's biggest goal of the season. He kept us in Europe against Bologna. We were about 20 minutes away from going out. When he scored that goal with his 2 feet. And then this last game, he scored a goal off his chest. He's just throwing his body into it, showing his hunger. So I love the energy that he brings, and this is sort of a guy that I'd like for him to stay in the starting lineup. Even with I do think Victor will play on Friday. I think that he needs to play with the two of them. What he's been doing now is he recognized that Trincão has been ineffective in this 4-4-2 system, so he's dropped Trincão, and Trincão has been more productive, playing on the right side of the midfield, and I think he's going to be playing there now with Jenny out. But what he's done is he's hurt Danny Bragança. Bragança is the guy that he's chosen to play up next to the striker. And Bragança is playing too high up the pitch. We're not getting any production out of him. He hasn't been the same player since he came back from the injury. So I think you need to play those two up front and bring Bragança back into the midfield so he can make that partnership work with Hjulmand. That's what I'd like to see, and that's what going through all these injuries, we've seen these guys really emerge, like João Simões. He was critical to that game against Bologna, and he's really shown me a lot over this last couple of weeks. This is definitely an exciting prospect. Kenda, who didn't play at all last season, has emerged as one of our top players and one of the most exciting young players in the league. So, I mean, despite obviously it's not good to have these injuries, but I'm just really impressed with how these guys have emerged. I'm really impressed how Rui Borges kept this team together. We're getting results. We're looking good doing it. And Friday is obviously a huge test. But this guy, so far, as the coach of Sporting, we've risen to the occasion in these big games. We've already played Benfica twice. We beat Porto in the League Cup already. So I think that he's infused some confidence in these guys. We're playing more connected. We're more united.
Trust the process, Borges.
Yeah. Trust the the Rui Borges method here. So yeah, I mean, yeah, he's given us some hope. So yeah, things are looking good, but it's football. Things can change overnight. We go to Porto, we lose 2-0. It's a different song we're singing next week. So we'll see what happens.
I know the way you think, brother. I know the way you think, but you know the way I think. You know the way I think. So I'm all fired up with this team, man. But Roy, so we talked about this last week, right? How the lack of leadership, like a general quarterback, someone who leads the way for this team that is not there. But having said that, all right, we got two young guns, right? Gonzalo Borges and Rodrigo Mora, who are the youngest, and they're the rising stars, the ones that can push the team forward.
Yeah, I'm not really too sold on Gonzalo Borges. I thought last year, he started last year off really strong in the first few games, was getting involved, making some good plays, getting on the stat sheet and everything. But that tapered off, and to me, it's like when you look at Rodrigo Mora, he's been pretty consistent for the most part. There's been a couple of games where he disappeared, and you could say the same thing about the rest of the team that was on the field in those games. And I didn't agree with Vitor Bruno for taking him out after one bad game when there's other players that were having consecutive bad games and they were still making it to the starting lineup. I love how Anselmi brought Rodrigo Mora back into the starting lineup, and he's sticking with him. I thought he was arguably our best attacker, and Gonzalo Borges played rather well. So I think Rodrigo Mora can be a very good player for us this season. I think we're going to continue to see him play really well. Gonzalo Borges, I'm just not really. I think the kid has a lot of flair, a lot of potential, but it's just he's very inconsistent. And when you don't have the supporting cast, because this team is just absolutely, I can't even describe it. How out of touch they are with one another. The team is so inconsistent, and they don't have like a true identity. And hopefully, Anselmi can change all of that. But I don't know with Gonzalo Borges. I don't think he's. I like him, but he just hasn't really produced as consistently as Rodrigo Moura has. So
Right.
like them both.
Now,
I mean, I like
what are the
Moura though.
positives? What are
What's
the
that?
positives of what are the positives? What are the positive takeouts that you have for the team?
Hold on, I couldn't hear you. What was that?
Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Guys, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
What are the positive takeouts that they have for the team?
Both of those players, or just the team in general?
No, just the team, because about the team, not about the two players, but about the positive takeouts out of this last couple of games. First game actually for
Yeah, the first league game was I really loved the approach with even just changing the whole formation and everything, really getting the wing backs involved, because I really like Francisco Moura on the left back. I think he's been really one of our better players this season.
Yeah,
as well as Martins Fernandes. So just deploying more attacking options can probably help this team get into better positions to score. Getting Samu involved, even though Samu didn't get too many good looks on net, he was pretty useful in terms of possession. He had quite a few key passes, and that's a good thing. You want to have that so you're not always relying on the number 9. So from this game, but like I said, there was a lot of positives in the way that we were moving and becoming more threatening on the final third. And I really liked how Alan Varela wasn't just playing so deep back; he was actually getting forward a little bit more than we would see under Vitor Bruno and Sergio Conceição. Him getting involved, he's an excellent passer. He's got great vision, and obviously we know what he can do on the defensive end. So seeing him kind of getting forward and distributing well is just going to take a lot of pressure off of the other attackers. Hopefully it leads up to creating more space where your attackers can break the lines and get past defenders and create some opportunities. So, I mean, it is just one game. It was against Rio Ave, and it's a game where we should be moving the ball as freely as we were. It's just disappointing that we weren't able to find the back of the net and we let up those 2 crazy goals. But, I think I'm optimistic on how we're going to go and finish this season. I think Anselmi can really change things because he's getting the young players involved. It's just, losing Nico Gonzalez and Galeno is, we are where we are. Luciano just said that we're in shambles, and that is true. Those 2 are arguably our best players this season, and losing them, I don't know, it can't be a great thing. Not that it was going to make a big difference. Not like we're going to win the league or even finish second, even if we had them. But it is, it's going to give opportunity to other players, and maybe, I don't know, hopefully change for the best. But it's hard to predict that, especially Nico Gonzalez. I thought he was probably our best player this year, like in terms of consistency.
Yeah.
So he was my fantasy team too, man.
Going into this game against Sporting, I am, whether Victor plays or not, and Derek is saying that Sporting are razor thin right now. I don't know.
I don't know. More razor than a thing, right? More razor than a thing. But anyway.
I mean, we're razor.
Porto was pretty.
Yeah, and it's not even like with injuries, man. It's just like razor thin with
resources, everything,
competency. Yeah. I don't know. Like it's. I just don't understand it, man. It's. You guys have heard me the last several times I've been on here. I think it's more of an identity and lack of leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think there's only so much that Alan Varela and Hugo Costa can do. There's not really anyone else that has that's been around the block for, so many years, like Pep and, a couple of other guys that we mentioned in the past.
And look, I'm not giving up on the season for Porto, right? But I want to say this ahead of time. Wait for the summer transfer window, because Martin Anselmi, it's a guy that demands right? He demands his signings. I'm pretty sure he already got the list of what
He
needs,
must have a way to print money then.
yeah, it's something like that, right?
He's gonna need another.
The
he's gonna need another
situation
loan.
is not good really at any of the three teams financially.
And it's ridiculous. I saw the numbers the other day. How in the world you're in the negative? Tell me about that. Your team is in the negative, Mr. BENFICA. How in the world,
Absolutely. Spending. It's
Needs
bloated.
another loan.
Sure.
No, listen. Rui Costa needs to announce
Lack of
he's not
broadcasting.
running.
Yes. Yes. Roy, 100%.
Yeah, he's right. There's a lot of reasons. Overspending for players that are not worth what we pay for them. That's a big thing. Just waste. There's people making money that the club needs to be gutted. I mean, not the club, but the structure, the board, everybody working for the club needs to be gutted. I mean, the next president needs to come in just like Villas-Boas did and start firing people, start clearing it out, and start balancing the books. I mean, these budgets are bloated.
I mean, but look at like the market today, though.
Yeah, it's also inflated.
There's no more $5 million deals.
No.
If there is, there's like a 20%. I mean, look at the whole the deal with Nico Gonzalez.
Yeah,
I think 20%. No, I think it was more than 20. I think it was 40%.
It was 40%.
Barcelona.
Yeah, 40%.
It was 40%, right? So it's like, yeah, and then we pay. I forgot how much we spent for him. I think it was like 8 or 9 million.
Then 10% to Justifoot as well.
It's like at the end, we're not even making a lot of money on this deal. I was hoping that Nico would be on this team for 2 full seasons, the minimum, maybe even more. And then if we sell him, we make like a little bit of money and we have productive years. But we didn't even get into the Champions League with him last year, and he's not even going to finish the season this year. So like when you're making these big investments now, it's like with Artur Cabral, which I don't know why you guys spent that much money on him, but like when you spend that much, because he was awful at Fiorentina, they couldn't wait to get rid of him. And when you spend that much money on one player, you are investing and rolling the dice to the maximum. It's not like what it used to be where we can find these young players for cheap and then grow them. It's like now we have to spend like 10, 15 million and hope that it works out. If not, we don't have any broadcasting rights. There's no commercialization in this league.
From the business side, the league is poor. I mean, it's amateur. It's not even. I mean, from the business side, it's very amateur.
Yeah, and and the sad thing is, it almost takes the competitiveness out of winning the league because. Yeah, of course. I want Porto to win the league every year. You guys want your teams to win the league every year. It's not possible. But like the most important thing is getting into Champions League because that is the mainstream of money to bring into your club to make these investments. And when you start and this is what's worrying me about my team is that if we start going down this road of 2, 3, 4 years without Champions League, we better pray that all these the Galeno deal was amazing. I think that's really gonna financially gonna keep us afloat for a little bit. That's Champions League revenue right there. In terms of the profits. So we have to hit on these players. Say that again.
With Nico Gonzalez, you didn't get all the money, right? Because Barcelona got
because the majority of it 40% of it went to Barcelona.
Yeah,
and that was the one deal. That was the one issue that I had. That why did you? Who came up with the 60 million release clause? When you're going to give 40% away to a club, set that thing higher than that, and then if you have to negotiate, 70 or 80 million, and you sell them for that, then the 40% isn't as bad, but the cost of agents' fees, the salaries, and everything. We didn't make much on this player.
We're just talking about the clubs. Now you factor in every broker that's in this deal. Everybody's taking their cut. I mean, that price just inflates, and our teams don't see that kind of revenue that it appears that we're seeing.
Yeah. So that's why we're seeing all these, all these large deficits.
Yeah.
And it's like why are we spending money on all these players, it's because we kind of have to, and we have to roll the dice. Like, yeah, the Arturo Cabral deal didn't work out well for you guys, but like that, you have to make it.
Yeah, George Minge is a big reason. Yeah.
Listen, this is the reason
it.
why I'm always cheering for the Portuguese teams to do well in Europe. I want more Champion League spots in my league.
Yeah.
This is why when me and
At
Mike
least
talk
four,
about game
right?
nights and
Hard
stuff,
to
like,
do.
yeah,
At least three.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
at
you
least
got
give
to
us
have at least
three.
three.
And we lost that third one because teams like Guimarães,
The
Braga,
Eredivisie.
were
Yeah.
just not pulling their weight in Europe.
Yeah,
fourth
yeah,
and
they
fifth
were
teams
bringing us down because
Yeah.
they
It was the
wouldn't
sixth
get out
team.
of
The sixth
qualifying
team was
round.
giving us nothing every
Yeah,
year.
like an
Yeah,
Aroca.
they weren't
Yeah.
getting out of
Somebody like that.
qualifying. So that they were bringing us down.
Yeah.
I think it's good that they're only the top 5 teams in there.
Yeah.
It's less diluted. So we get more bang for our buck. So I think that this is going to be a pretty good campaign point wise.
Yeah. It looks like it.
Yeah.
And I think eventually it's going to have to get to the point where, like, the fan owned clubs is going to be a thing of the past.
I agree.
It
with
has
you.
to be.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I don't want to see it, but like that's just the way things are going.
Yeah.
And if that happens, I hope someone from the Middle East with a lot of money buys my team so we can.
It's going to be our three
Get to that
teams that are
point.
going to be the last ones left with this model because everybody else can't survive on it. And then
No.
and then eventually
Maybe
one team is going to get
team, right?
tired of losing and they're going to sell their sod just like we've seen, and eventually it is probably going to collapse in the next.
Mikey,
whatever.
what it is, I think, just sold
Yeah.
their side or whatever
Yeah.
to Bournemouth.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah.
starting
Rio
already.
Ave sold theirs.
Yeah.
Was that Braga has
Same thing.
Braga is partially owned by was it the UAE or Qatar?
Yes.
I forget.
Yes.
The
I
PSG.
have.
Guimarães too. I mean, they've all sold large
Yeah, to an
portions of
extent.
their.
Yeah, to an extent.
Yeah.
All right, talk to your boys, Villas Boas, to make some deals, man, to make a trip to, I don't know, to Qatar or something, right?
Saudi Arabia.
All right,
If there's
Boas has
anything
been-
positive,
paying the bills
if it-
out of his pocket, I think.
if there's any positive about my club right now, it's definitely Villas Boas. I thought even in the off season, he did a great job with some of the deals, even to bring in Samu and everything, offloading some dead weight and everything. Getting Galinu out for the price that is, like, you can't say no to that. You have to
No.
take it.
No.
Porto
No,
paid like
yeah.
9 million for
That was a
him,
no-brainer.
and selling him for 50 was
It's a no-brainer.
it's incredible business. You have to take it. So that's definitely one thing that I'm really happy with at my club is I think Villas Boas has the right direction. He just needs to find the right coaching personnel and the right players too. It's I don't want to say it's a long-term project because I hope it's not a long-term project, but I think in terms of the finances and the future outlook of our president that the president has for our club, I think it's on the right track.
Trust me, man. Trust me. This summer is gonna be something special for Porto.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
I think it's going to take a little more time than that.
Yeah.
I remember. Tell me when he was in Ecuador, right? He went to Independiente del Valle, and it's not like Independiente del Valle doesn't have the players, right? But the first season he was missing 2-3 pieces, and he went after those 3 pieces, and they get him right away at the first half of the season, and then at the end he was getting the players. So he did the same thing in
Sometimes it works.
in
Sometimes
Mexico.
it doesn't.
But I think Independiente del Valle and Cruz Azul have more money than our 3 teams have. That's the difference.
Cruz Azul has
Cruz
money.
Azul is
Cruz
loaded.
not a big body, but big pockets.
Cruz
Our
Azul has
teams
money.
would really be hurting to go spend 60 million like Cruz Azul just did for the players that they brought in for Anselmi for this Clausura.
He will get the players. Don't worry. Trust me.
He's gonna need to print. He's gonna need to print money.
He's gonna need a loan.
They're talking about players, talking about missing players, selling players. Now, Braga, Mikey, you got Bruma to your Benfica.
Yeah, for
talking
what?
about-
Yeah, Bruma.
For what? Another
winger.
guy to sit in front of Sheldrup and to put the young kids on the bench again.
Another
And
winger.
where's
could be-
Romance?
It's Rui
It could be
Costa.
another Yannick
No, I'll tell you what it is.
Jallo.
It's Rui Costa panicking again, and it's Rui Costa worrying about his presidency. And he went out. I mean, we haven't even gotten rid of Cabral, and we bring in Belotti. We bring in Bruma. Maybe it'll work out. But again, a guy that's 30 years old, and I'm sure he's already going to be like the fourth highest paid player on the team. There's no way he's going to go to the bench and let the kid play. This is a mistake. These mistakes just keep repeating themselves. It's getting to a point where it's like you do the same mistake over and over and over, but it's the commissions. That's it. It's George Menz getting in there, getting his commissions.
Money.
You know,
Yeah, we did get a little money. We had a little money.
Yeah.
We did get a little money from
Yeah.
They did get a little
There
money.
was-
Got money from Bruma.
Of all the things the team needed, another left winger was not one of them.
That's
and
how I feel about Sporting.
and
Maybe
a
Rui
30-year-old
Costa
left-
is petrified of Braga, so you need to take away some talent. from
yeah,
them.
maybe that's it.
Maybe.
He sees
Right?
Braga more of a threat than Porto.
Braga lost some.
Mhm.
Braga lost some talent. This
Yeah.
yeah.
No, all right. To get serious with Braga, so they're losing their 4 or 5 key players.
They lost their
They
goalie.
felt-
Yeah.
they
They went
really
to
felt it.
Ajax.
They really
Yeah, lost
felt
their
it,
goalie.
right?
Yeah.
Mauricio, on this, because when I'm seeing, I was excited about Roger Fernandez, but no, the kid is kind of. I think he's in the category of Gonzalo Borges. Like, you got fantastic games and then he disappears. Fantastic games and then he disappears. So he kind of recovered for the second half. I think this like the entire team, because the first half they were just not there.
No.
They were not there. They were just focusing on complaining to the referee and on the calls and then the offsides and but not playing soccer for the first 45 minutes on this game in Moreira de Cónegos. Pero Mauricio, so what's the how do you think they turn this game around? How did they turn it around?
With Roger, I just think he needs more playing time. He's just inconsistent now because he hasn't been a consistent starter with the team with Bruma and everything there and Salazar. So he just needs more playing time.
Yeah.
And hopefully as he gets more playing time, he'll develop more. He is an exciting young player, so I hope he does play more. But Braga, I felt like the last 20 minutes, I don't know, something just clicked in their head like, let's go press up. They started pressing more up, and they started turning over the ball. It's like they got nervous with the ball, Moreirense, or maybe they got tired. I don't know. But I feel like their pressure got to them that last 20 minutes, and something just turned on, and they got their chances coming, and they just started ramping up even on corner kicks. It felt like the last 15, Moreirense could not get the ball out of their own half. The whole game was in their own half. Yeah. And I don't know if it was just Carvalhal.
And the turnovers, the massive turnovers.
Yeah, all turnovers. And I felt like Braga, somebody said to them, like, go get the ball. Stop waiting for the ball to come to you. Go get the ball. We're running out of time. And that's why I felt like once Moreirense got that first goal and why Carvalhal was overreacting the way he was with the goalie coming out and everything is because he knew when they went down 1-0, the way his team was playing, he hit the oh crap button. Like, yo, my guys aren't here to play today. And being down 1-0 here, it's not going to be easy. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a result out of here. So something clicked in. And listen, I give Orta credit, but also you sometimes in soccer, you know this, Nino, you got to get lucky. And he got good and lucky, and it worked out for you.
But you gotta push a lot too, because they were pushing for that. You know, if they were not pushing hard enough, they couldn't get that corner kick and they could get that shot. And
well, listen, they need to keep playing because Santa Clara is not going away. Mm-hmm. Santa Clara is not going away because the not going away.
All those others, all of you guys, all of you, they were saying Santa Clara was gonna derail.
No, I was surprised. I thought they played really well against Casapia.
Yeah.
I was really surprised by it.
Yeah.
There was about 25 people in the stands, but
that's a big problem in a lot of teams.
That goes back to Rui's argument.
That's partially
And,
why the TV money
hey,
doesn't come in.
That exactly that partially explains the TV issue. Yeah.
Yes.
guys, do you know how much Ajax paid for Mateus?
He's on loan, isn't he?
Is it a loan? Is it a loan?
Yeah, I think they
is,
loaned him.
Mikey, can you check
I'll
that out?
look. Let me see.
I think it's a loan with an option to buy.
I think I'm not sure, but whatever
It's
it
not-
is,
he wanted out.
they're getting a massive goalie, man, and probably the most underrated
yeah.
goalie in the league, man. The most
He's a
underrated
good
goalie in the league.
Let's see. I got to go to SofaScore.
I think if Carvalhal started this season, as opposed to Danny Susan, Carvalhal started the season, Carvalhal would have been fired by now.
Yeah.
Because I mean they've been very inconsistent in the league, and then in the Europa League, this isn't the Champions League, the Europa League, they couldn't finish in the top 24. And you looked at their schedule; there were winnable games there. So I think they've been underperforming all season long, and I'd be really surprised to see Carvalhal there next year.
No.
Yeah.
So and Danny Sosa now is with Victoria, right? Is that right?
No.
Victoria?
No, they
No, he
fired
got
him.
sacked already.
We talked about this.
Yeah, he went.
We
he
talked
went
about
out
this
the top
last
and they fired him.
Something's wrong with that
I'm
man.
sorry.
So yeah,
I don't know,
he's
man.
rubbing people the wrong way. Yeah, he is.
What happened with my brain? What happened with my brain, man? No, I got.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
a
think
loan.
that.
Mateus is on a loan until June 30th.
What? Only 6 months? That's it.
Yeah, there
no,
may be an option
The rest of
at
the season.
the end of it.
Well, Mateus is the one that asked to leave. It's
Yeah.
not like they wanted to get rid of
He's
him.
the one that
He-
wanted out.
Yeah, he wanted out.
Okay. Now, Mr. Gomez talking about transfers, right? Because now you're absolutely happy, man. Now because you're avoiding. No, I mean the three players that they were rumored that they were gonna leave, right? Yukenda, Gonzalo Ignacio, and Victor Gyökeres.
Yeah.
All three stayed. All three stayed.
Yeah, they all stayed.
No massive transfers, but there's also an agreement between Gyökeres and the front office for the summer transfer window.
Yeah.
Where
I think
he's
that's
not
what
gonna
the deal
get
was.
the release clause. I mean, if another team comes in to put in an offer, they're gonna let him go below the 100 million.
I'm hearing 75. That's what I've been hearing.
75.
I've been reading 75. So I mean, I mean, I think this is it. I think this is his last year. But at least, he's been very professional about it.
Mhm.
He never showed any signs about wanting to leave. And he seems committed to trying to help us win the back-to-back title. So I mean, he's been very professional. Obviously, with the goals that he scored, he had 62 goals last year in a calendar year. How productive he is, it's going to be virtually impossible for him to play with us next year. And but again, I have nothing against it. He's been very professional. He's the main reason why we've had all this success. It's going to be he had 2 great years here in Portugal, and but I mean, he's a player. His caliber. He should be playing in a bigger league, and that's what he's going to be doing next season. So I mean, I'm not. I'm totally, fine with it. I'm resigned to it. I understand it. It is what it is. But right now, it's just playing in the now and doing all we can to try to win back-to-back titles. First time in 70 years. So let's do it. Let's be fully committed to it.
Absolutely. Now, Mikey, we're talking about the strikers here on Sporting, right? But with everything else that is happening now with the team, with the rotation, the bad decisions, and the signings and everything else, but with this resurgent firepower that you're finding now from Pavlidis, how closer can you get to Sporting with this new firepower that you're getting?
I'm more worried about Porto behind us than I am about Sporting in front. Sporting dropping. Sporting
Exactly.
Sporting.
Right, don't worry.
It's
gonna be fine for you guys.
Points is unlikely. Sporting dropping 6 more points than us is unlikely in 14 matches or whatever we have left. No, I think We'll see after Friday. I can answer that question better after Friday because
Yeah,
if Sporting win Friday, I don't think there's any
There's a lot,
path
there's,
to the title.
Friday's not.
If any
Look at
other
Roy. Look at
result
Roy.
happens,
He's like,
then we can
no, I
talk.
don't want to talk about that game. I don't want to talk
No,
But I mean, after Friday and seeing if Benfica doesn't trip up themselves on Saturday, then we can maybe have that discussion. Until then, I don't see a path to first place.
that comment. I don't know if you're gonna get that money. No.
No, he's older too.
You gotta
He's
take
older.
into account his age.
That's the number one
his
reason.
age.
Darwin went because of his age, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hell
he was
no.
22, so
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
no, no way that you
No,
get
Pavlidis probably will stick around for a long time because of his age.
Because
So
of
he
his
may
age, sort of.
he may turn into someone who scores a lot of goals over a couple of seasons,
Yeah, you be the new Seferovic, maybe. Huh?
or Taquara Cardozo maybe.
The
That's what we need, a guy who did what he did for us. So,
Oh yeah, the Takanai was great though.
yeah.
And look at the two guys at the bottom here. Look at the two guys at the bottom. They're gonna meet each other on Friday.
Yes,
And
they are.
I wanna ask about that game coming in. Adragao. How you feeling, Roy?
not good. Not good. I do not want this thing to happen. I wish Anselmi could just have like a few games and then maybe change things around.
Right.
I mean, who knows? Maybe this is the game where it takes off, but I do not feel confident about it. Sporting just have that, like they've built a sustainable culture in that team right now.
Yeah.
Even in games where they're not playing at the best, they're squeezing by. They're just making it work. And that's what championship teams do. Porto will have a good half, and then they'll just let up, or a good game, and they'll let up two crazy mistakes that lead to goal. And it's just, Porto doesn't seem to have that hunger that Sporting has. They're not squeezing by these games that they should be winning. I just don't see it in this game for us. I really don't. This is probably the worst time for us to play Sporting. I think maybe even later on in the season, even if we're still in third place, I think we would have a better shot when Anselmi is all settled in and whatnot. But I think the only thing that's on our side is that we're at home. But Sporting recently has been playing rather well at the Dragão. So I don't know. I don't feel too confident.
Yes. Mr. Gomez, how are you feeling? I know you're always cautious about this.
Yeah.
Always cautious about this, right? But
Well, one thing we can all agree on.
you cannot hide this time.
We've all been watching
This guy's
league for a
smiling
while.
already. Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
We've all been watching this league for a while.
He knows deep down.
I need things to support my argument. But we've all been watching this league for a while, and I've been watching it for decades. And by far, the best coach Sporting has had is Ruben Amorim. In the last 30 years, you can argue the last 70 years is the best coach that we've had. He made 5 trips to the Dragão for the league. How many of those games did he win? Does anybody have an answer to that?
I think I don't recall. That's a good
0.
answer. Question.
Nice.
He
That's
never
what I was
won.
thinking.
5 trips, we never won. It was 2 losses and 3 draws. And I've been watching this team for 30 something years. I can still count on one hand how many times we've won there, for the league. And I don't think Friday is going to be an exception. I think it's got tie written all over it, in my opinion. Porto has always been our kryptonite.
Look at this.
Always been our kryptonite.
Only
It's a team that we have success against them at the Alvalade. We do, but when we go up there, when we go up north, we never come back with 3 points. So I mean, there's no reason to believe that we're going to do it. Even last year, with 90 points, 96 goals scored, we still had to score 2 goals in the last 5 minutes to get a draw. So that stadium has been our kryptonite. We can't win there. So I don't think we're going to come back with 3 points. That's my opinion. And I gave you my argument.
Look at it.
Support it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Roy, come on, Roy. What do you say? Roy? Come on.
I just don't see us winning. That's it. I don't know.
So you don't see
in the
yourself
last couple
winning.
of, in the last couple of years, it's like, oh yeah, it's a big game. It's like the Clásicos, Benfica and Sparta. It's like, oh, it can go any way. I've been feeling like that like for a long time. It could always go either way. But this one, Sparta has our number. They just have it right now. The last couple of seasons, they've just been outplaying us, outmuscling us, outfighting us, super aggressive. And Gyökeres, if he plays, I'm almost certain that they're going to win. I think that's our hope. We're at home, and then if he doesn't play, then maybe there's a good chance that we can walk away with a draw.
No, it's great.
Our defense is in shambles. I think Sporting can just get around it.
Porto, huh?
Hold on, I
Mr.
can hear.
Ruan, what do you think about this? What do you think about this rush? Can you hear me?
I think Sporting will find a way to squeak. I think they're going to find a way to squeak by. I really do. I think if Gyökeres starts this game, and like Roy said, their defense, not only are they just not playing well, they're not familiar with each other, and that's a new system, that back three. You could tell that Rio Ave game, you saw how frustrated Otavio got on that first goal. Like, that was his fault. And they're saying, no, it's your, like, they're already going
it's your comment. You're supposed to be there.
Yeah. So you can see there's, like Roy said, it's coming at a bad time for Porto. If only they had a couple more games, more practice times. I think Sporting, too, they're real thin. And I think that the games are starting to catch up a little bit. Their legs are a little bit tight. And I think they'll squeeze by if Gyökeres starts maybe like 1-0 this game. But I can see Sporting leaving finally with a win.
I think they held them out of these last two games thinking about this game on Friday.
Right.
Because I think he could have gone, but they didn't want to. They wanted to preserve him for this game on Friday. I think Sporting's looking at this. That this is a huge game. They know it's huge.
I feel like they think this game's more important than the Dortmund game that's coming up.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I don't think we have a prayer against Dortmund.
You know what again?
I don't think we have a chance against Dortmund.
Really? Wow.
No, I don't think we have a chance against Dortmund. Because
the Champions League now is extra. I mean, we have to
exactly.
Take care of our business.
You're right, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, you're absolutely right. Yeah. We achieved our goal.
We hit the goal.
Even with Ruben at the beginning of this season, our goal was: can we get out? Can we make the top 24 and make the playoff run? Make the playoff run. If we did that, we win. Now it's all bonus.
Yeah. Right.
You're absolutely right. That was our goal. Even with Ruben, that was our goal. I think if Ruben stuck around the way that we were playing with Ruben, I think we may have had ambitions to make it to the round of 16 or the quarterfinals. I think
especially if you get in that top 8, then you have that bye. Then you can talk.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, even at the beginning of the season, we stated right at the beginning, if we make the playoff round, we've won. Which we achieved.
It's 2 legs. Or it's one. It's
2 legs.
It's 2 legs.
Yeah, I do like everybody's draw, though. I think everybody got a favorable draw. I do. Even Porto against Roma, I think everybody got a favorable draw that they could try to squeeze.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was either that or Atalanta. I do not ever want to see Atalanta again. Period. I saw enough of them last year. I don't want to see them again. I mean, we had the best season I've ever seen us have. The 90 points, 96 goals. Gyökeres scoring all these goals. We were so dominant. We played those guys 4 times and could not beat them once, even with the kind of year we had last year. I do not want to see those guys again. Playing Bologna was like seeing Atalanta again. I mean, Bologna was the better team for 75 minutes. It's just, again, when we play these teams that are, very athletic, very good physically, good at winning duels, we fold. And I think that's what's going to happen against Dortmund. That's my opinion on it.
I enjoyed watching the Portuguese press try to figure out how this draw even worked. When they saw that format, they were all confused.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, though. I'm not surprised.
Bologna's not a bad team.
But Bologna blew me. I didn't know they were that good. Now I understand why they took a point. They took a point at the luge too.
Same,
And then I looked at the standings. I know they're 8th place, but did you see in 20-something games they've only lost 3?
They're ahead of where they were last year, even though they're lower in the table. They have more points than they did at this point last year.
They're very tough to beat, and now I understand why they're tough to beat.
Yeah.
They are super athletic, real like compact, organized, really quick to the ball. I was really impressed with the way they played at the Alvalade. I didn't see the Benfica match. I don't know how they did there, but they came away with a point.
I watched it. They did really good, man. They did really good against Benfica. Mr. Benfica, talking about Benfica, Mr. Benfica, can you please pull up the games, brother? Because we're going to go with the predictions now, brother.
Of course I can.
When I go with the predictions, of course, we already know the first game. We know. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be on the call on that one, of course, guys. So,
You
gonna
better
be crazy. I got my Red Bull, my coffee, my chocolate, everything. All together. I'm gonna be on fire. I'm gonna be on fire on Friday, man. But we can start with that game. We can start with that. Ruano says already. He already said that he sees Sporting winning 1-0. So Gomez says, no, we're not going to walk away with the 3 points. The same as Rui. So I'm guessing that both of you are going to say a draw, but I want numbers. I want numbers from Rui. Please, Rui, give me your numbers on this game.
2-0 Sporting.
Shit. All right.
Wow. Wow. I think it's gonna be 1-1.
1-1. All right. Ruano said 1-0 against Mikey.
Porto's going to fight like hell. I think they're going to be very, very difficult. But I think in the end, Sporting's going to win 2-1 late, like they did last year. They're going to score late. Last year, it was to get the draw, but I think they're going to get a winner late. And that's just the type of late run they're on right now.
Yeah. Is Inacio's healthy? Is Inacio going to play?
Yeah, Inacio's healthy. I think that him and Diamanda are a solid pair. Yeah.
Heather for Inacio.
A solid pairing. Yeah. And a good pair.
That one. It's going to be a header for Inacio, minute 94. All right? That's how it's going to go down for Sporting. 2-1. Mike, what's the next game?
AVS versus Santa Clara. Early Saturday.
Come on, baby. Come on, my Islanders. I'm going to say 2-1 Santa Clara, brother. 2-1 Santa Clara. Let's go, Islanders. Mikey, what do you say on that one?
Yeah, 2-0 Santa Clara.
2-0 Santa Clara, Gomez?
I'm going to go 1-0 Santa Clara.
Rui?
2-1 Santa Clara.
Mauricio?
I'll go 3-1 Santa Clara.
3-1. All right. Gabi Silva is going to score twice in that one. That's it. And Supergino says Santa Clara will win 2-1. And Porto Sporting 2-1.
We all picked the same result. Maybe.
All right.
Maybe we jinxed it. Okay. Benfica Moreirense. At the Luge.
What do you mean? At the Luge, right?
Yeah.
3. It's going to be 3. 3-1. 3-1 Benfica. 3-1 Benfica. Yeah.
3-1 for me, too.
Pavlidis scored twice again. Check it out. Pavlidis scored twice again.
One of them is going to be an own goal, though.
That's one goal and one forced own goal.
Oh my God, Gomez, what do you say?
I'm gonna go 3-0 Benfica.
Rui?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you guys 3-1 as well.
3-1. Mauricio?
I'm gonna go 2-0 Benfica.
2-0. Mikey, what do you say?
I said 3-1, just like you guys.
3-1. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Supergino says 1-1.
Oh,
Maybe.
man, that's the bold.
Anything's possible.
All right.
Famalicão, Vitória. A little Minho derby.
Oh.
There's 2 of them this week. There's 2 Minho derbies.
Fama just came for the win.
I'm going to say 2-2 on that one. 2-2 on Fama. And 2-2 on that one. Mikey?
I'll go Famalicão 2-1 with the win here. Vitória's in a rebuilding phase now, and
they lost everybody.
They fire sale. So
yeah.
They almost sell the water boy to me.
They could have got a better fee.
Gomez, what do you say?
I'm gonna go 1-1.
1-1. All right. Roy?
Yeah, Gimenez is going to be on the road. They're having a kind of a downhill season. I'm going to go 1-1 as well.
Mauricio?
I'm gonna go 1-1 as well.
And Super Gino says 2-1 for Pama. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. What's
It
next?
happened.
All right, Sunday, Estoril Boavista.
Oh, Roy's team. Let's go.
Yeah.
I guess wearing the colors too, man.
Yes,
What's up with
right.
that?
Yeah. I'm actually going to go with Estoril. Estoril 1-0.
Yeah.
All right. Gomez?
I'm gonna go Estoril 3-1.
3-1. All right.
Boavista is so bad.
Mhm.
Did you see their comunicado that came out?
Yeah.
What?
They basically
Come on, Mike,
can't.
what?
Estoril 3-0. Boavista's in shambles. They're gonna
yeah.
have to promote more youth kids. They can't pay anybody. They can't sign professionals at this point. So
they're hands down the worst team in the league.
oh yeah.
3-0. I go 3-0 like
3-0.
Yeah.
Estoril?
Yeah.
So what's up with the comunicado? Is they cannot sign
They-
players? That's what
They were denied. They appealed to FIFA or something, but they were
lost the
denied.
appeal.
Yeah, they lost their appeal, so they can't sign any professional players. They can just promote kids, basically. So.
Wow.
Guys want to go try out?
Let's do it.
I'll play. I'll pay to play for one game.
My God. Michael, what's next?
Fares Nacional.
Ooh, that's a good game, man.
That's a good one, yeah.
I think Fares is gonna make a comeback in this one,
Listen.
freaking
Be
2-1. 2-1. That's my favorite score in that one, huh? 2-1 Fares. Mikey,
1-1. 1-1 on this one.
1-1 on that one. Gomez,
I'm with Mikey on this one. 1-1.
1-1. Rui,
I'm going to go 2-0 Firenze. I think this is the game that can push them out of the help push them out of the relegation zone. So I think they and they're at home too, so it's a little bit of an advantage, I guess.
Yeah. Mauricio,
I'm going to go 2-1 Firenze. They're bringing in a few good players. I think it's going to make a difference over there.
yes, sir. And so Bragino says 1-1. Nacional hasn't been bad away, he says. So, all right. It's going to be a tight game. That's for sure. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game, that one, man. Mikey.
You're gonna like this. You're gonna like this one, Nino. It's another Minho derby. Braga hosting Gil Vicente.
Oh, that's a good one.
Man. My Gilistas, as long as kind of you multiplies, I'm happy about it. But Braga, I think I don't know what to say. I want to go lots on this one, right? I'm going to go lots on this one. Mikey, what do you say?
I think Braga finds a way. It's not going to be easy. I think Gil will play well, but Braga will win 2-1.
Gomez?
That's going to be my surprise pick for the week. I think Gil Vicente goes there and wins 2-1.
Roy?
I have 1-1.
1-1. Mauricio?
I'm going to go with Braga. I'm going to say 2-0.
2-0. Nothing. You think my Boston, they're not going to score a single goal, man? Are you kidding me? You know what? No, just because you said nothing, I want to say this. 2-1. 2-1, Gil Vicente, brother. My Gilistas.
Rondo Felix.
My Gilistas.
Right. Last one is Casapia Estrela Amadora.
Ooh, okay.
I think that's the last one. I'm going to see if there's a Monday.
Yeah, we got a Monday game.
This is a Monday,
we do have. Well, that says it's February 10th. Is that this weekend already? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we do have a Monday game. Yep.
Yeah, Monday.
But
what do you got on that one?
First was
opponent?
Casapia and
Yeah,
Strela.
Casapia Estrella, right? Yeah, I say Casapia on that one too.
Yeah.
3-0. 3-0.
I'll say 2-0. 2-0 Casapia for me.
I'll go
Gomez?
2-1. 2-1 Casapia.
3-1 Casapia.
Mauricio?
I'll go 1-0 Casapia.
1-0. 1-0. Casapia 2-0 says Super Gino. I thought with his prediction right there. And what's the last game, Mikey? Was that the
Last
game?
game is Monday night. Aroca, Rio
2. Oh, okay.
2-2. 2-2 Aruca Rio Ave. Mikey?
I'll take Rio Ave on the road on this one. 2-1.
Okay. All right.
They're gonna-
Gomez?
I'm going to go with Nino on this one. I think it's going to be 2-2.
Okay. Rui?
2-0 Rio Ave.
Mauricio.
I'm gonna go with Aroca 2-1. They've been playing some good ball lately. I'm gonna go with Aroca 2-1.
Yeah, they haven't been playing bad lately. Yeah.
I think that would be horrible, he says. Rio Ave 2-1 says Super Gino. I think it's going to be horrible, brother. It's Monday Night Soccer, brother. Monday Night Soccer on Gold TV. I don't
Monday
think I
night.
got that game. I don't have that game.
But you'll
I got
be
the,
there on Friday. That's the key.
No, I got that game. No, I got it.
Friday's the game. Friday's the game.
He got it. I know for sure he got it. That's absolutely right, man. Guys, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Who do you guys got in the
Mauricio,
Super Bowl? Who do you guys got in the Super Bowl?
Are you serious?
we
I
gotta
know,
go down
Eagles.
I know who Mauricio's got.
All right.
I know
let's start-
Mauricio's got the Eagles, yeah.
Let's go
Yeah,
for
Eagles.
that one. All right. Mauricio. Eagles? Yes. Because
Yeah.
Listen,
He's in Philly.
my city needs some good news after that plane crash. My city needs
Yeah.
some good
Yeah,
news,
they had a
man.
little plane crash
Yes.
there. You know.
Yeah, it was like
Mr.
15,
Rui,
20 minutes
Eagles.
from my house.
Yeah, I hope they kill them. I hope the Eagles win. And I hate the Eagles.
Hold on a second. Gomez?
I mean, I hate them, but they always find a way to win. I think the Chiefs are going to win 24-22.
Oh, man.
I do.
Oh,
Ah.
Oh, dude.
I'm not. Why am I not
All right.
surprised?
I learned a lesson a long time ago. I put my money on Pat Mahomes. He's never let me down.
This guy
All
likes
right,
That's it, brother.
Are you a
That's it.
Chiefs fan or are you?
I mean, they're one of
No,
the teams I like.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
I used
I'm going to
to.
bring my jersey. I'm going to bring my jersey. Hold on. Hold on.
Yo, don't make me have to go get all my Eagles stuff.
You got to bring it'd be the Cleveland Browns, wouldn't it?
Are any of you guys
I think
Patriots?
get the
You
Cleveland
can't be a
Browns
Browns fan. Ohio.
Like, are you guys Patriots fans, Derek and Mike?
I'm not really, no. Not anymore.
No. Yeah. So back in 2014, I actually went to Kansas City for that Monday night game where we lost like 41 to like whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love Kansas City, and I love
Oh,
the
he's
fan.
got a
Oh, look at
Patriots.
Oh, he's
that!
a Patriots fan.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go. I thought you were going to come with the Cleveland Browns.
the original evil empire.
I
Yeah,
can't support
the
any
original
team
Evil
owned by the
Empire.
Crafts. So
My boy, Wes Welker, brother. Man. Love that. Love that
I used to have like a little soft spot for the Chiefs after that game because I love the fans and they were so nice and I love the city, but now that how everything's turning out, they need to lose. I was going for the Chiefs the last time they played the Eagles, but this time I'm going for the Eagles.
No, man.
It happens.
Yeah.
Let's go Eagles, brother.
the new Evil Empire.
Hopefully
Yeah.
Vince Papali shows up in there, huh?
all right.
Right, guys. Thank you for being here. Another episode of Tuga Tuesdays down, and we'll see you next week.
All
All right,
right,
see you
Friday.
guys.
Let's do it.
See you
All right,
guys.
see you guys.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Later, guys.
Bye.